Hello everyone, and welcome to my Y and our American Tea Show official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At Crimson Lights, Cole is happy to be ending the night with his two perfect girls, Claire and Victoria. Talk shifts to Katie and Johnny warming up to her becoming their sister. Cole knew they'd come around. Victoria thinks they're warming up to him as well. Claire believes he's a sweetheart. She checks her phone, and Victoria asks whether she has plans with Kyle tonight. Claire only wants to get to the craft store. She hugs them and departs. Victoria replies to Cole, "Oh." She observed their daughter's face stiffened up when she mentioned Kyle. Cole believes maybe Claire put on the brakes. Victoria hopes she didn't taint her against love. Cole wonders what she said. Victoria tries to deflect the matter by buying chocolate chip cookies, but Cole wants to hear what she said to Claire. Why would she imagine her love life would sour Claire on her own? Victoria shrugs that she's had her heart broken countless times. She'd hate to see their daughter torn apart like that. Cole doesn't want to either, but this explains why she's not letting herself go in their relationship. Victoria's convinced it won't work out very well. Cole regrets that her heart was crushed and wishes he'd been there to protect her. "If I had my way about it, no man would ever break your heart again." At home, Sharon primps in the mirror. Faith appears and tells her she looks wonderful. "Do you have an important business dinner?" Sharon says she's eating dinner with her father, and he wanted it to be just the two of them. Faith is delighted they're connecting. "He loves you. We all do." Sharon is feeling the love tonight. She shows Faith some earrings Nick gave her that she's going to wear. Faith thinks she understands what's going on. "It's Heather, isn't it?" Sharon's eyes widen. Faith tells her she claimed her death was a reminder to be grateful for every moment they arrive. Sharon says, "Exactly." Faith goes upstairs to get a necklace and Cameron appears. He wonders if Nick knows how much tonight means to her. She says she will when he sees the earrings. Cameron complains they have larger fish to fry. No one's been arrested in Heather's murder. He's guessing it will be Daniel or her. At Society, Nick greets Tessa and Mariah. He's on his way to collect Sharon for dinner, but wants to see if there are any updates on how she's doing. Mariah reports that she effectively led a meeting at work. Maybe Faith is overreacting. Nick thinks it's better to be safe than sorry. Tess remarks on him being here for his ex. Nick claims it's not a problem taking her to supper. He goes and Mariah hopes her mother has turned a corner. Tessa didn't want to add to her tension, but now that Sharon's getting better, she has dreadful news to tell her. Tessa tells Mariah they need to find a new babysitter. Petra is departing to follow her ambition. As they moan and groan, Tessa claims she hasn't seen a nanny in the park who even compares to her. Mariah gasps, "Actually, I have." Daniel opens his flat door to Chance, who asks if he can come in. Daniel asks, "What is it?" Chance adds something startling came up when they sought to locate the whereabouts of Heather's phone. Chance takes a call and asks someone to text him that information. After, he and Daniel sit down. Chance wants to clarify he still hasn't heard back from whoever has Heather's phone. Daniel says, "Not a word." Chance has learned that someone, maybe perhaps Heather, took considerable efforts to utilize an app to make the phone untraceable. Daniel can't fathom Heather going to those lengths to hide where she was. He says, "What's next?" Chance would like to chat to Lucy. Daniel tells him it's out of the question. At Sharon's apartment, Cameron complains about her being sloppy. She reminds him she planted evidence in Daniel's apartment. Cameron scoffs that the cops can't discover it if they don't know it's there. She wants to focus on Nick tonight. Cameron worries the cops may already know what she did. They could be slamming the cuffs on her before she gets to the main meal. Sharon isn't going to let Cameron do this. Tonight is too vital. He departs when Faith comes back into the room. She's very thrilled her parents are doing this and are still friends. Sharon tells her daughter they will always be at the door, and Sharon enthuses. That must be my date. She opens the door and Nick is taken aback. She says, "Is it too much?" Nick says no, she looks wonderful, but they're only going for dinner at the club. He didn't dress up. Sharon tells him life is too short, so she's wearing her best. They leave as Faith observes. At Daniel's apartment, Chance thinks it would be extremely helpful to the investigation for him to speak to Lucy. He's trying to establish a timeline of Heather's conduct leading up to that night. Lucy might know something she doesn't even realize is important. Daniel cries up, but chooses to tolerate it. Chance assures him if it's too much, he'll stop. Daniel gets Lucy, who greets Chance and asks what she can do to help. At Crimson Lights, Cole assures Victoria they may go as leisurely or fast as she likes. Just don't push me away. Claire returns for her phone after forgetting it. Victoria invites her to join them for a cookie. Claire gets a text and says she just got an invitation to go meet someone, not Kyle. She takes off. At Society, Maria urges Tessa to play it cool. She will be able to scent their desperation. Claire steps in and they ask her to be their new nanny. Maria stammers, "Aria's new nanny, of course." They inquire if she's interested. Claire absolutely didn't expect this. Tessa tells her they're terribly desperate. Maria clarifies that they still want the best. And Claire is it. Claire asks to think about it. Tessa says Petra's leaving in 2 weeks. They offer her free food and beverages. At the club, Nick hopes this isn't unpleasant for Sharon. He's completely underdressed. She assures him he looks terrific. He observes the earrings and can't believe she still has them. Sharon says they remind her of the first time he took her for supper. Nick can't even recognize the crazy youngsters they used to be anymore. "Can you believe that our kids now are older than we were then?" Sharon muses that it went by so fast. The swap notes on their different, rocky journeys. Nick says they made it. Sharon is pretty content where they ended up. She toasts to unforeseen events. Sharon tells Nick this was the best way to decompress. He has a knack of putting her at ease. Nick thinks being back in treatment has helped. Sharon claims something seems to be working as she's not crying at the drop of a hat. But tonight was emotional for her. Nick frowns. In what way? She thinks he must feel it too. The comfort of being with someone you have so much history with. She'll never forget how he's watched out for her and Faith these last weeks. He was the wake-up call she needed, the calm hand that led her out of the abyss. Nick points out Faith and Maria assisted also. Sharon doesn't think he appreciates how much power his presence gives her. She hopes she does that for him too. At Daniel's apartment, Chance thanks Lucy for sitting down with him. He shares that he and her mother were quite close once. Daniel informs Lucy that Heather thought a lot of Chance. The cop asks Lucy if her mom did or say anything that gave her the idea she intended to escape away. Lucy says nothing until she urged them to go to Lisbon. She was a brat and told her no. She worries that she was headed there when she collapsed in the water. Daniel frets as Lucy starts weeping. Lucy assures him she can accomplish this. Chance wonders if she can think of any other reason her mom may have wanted to leave town. Lucy shrugs. Sharon Newman might have had something to do with it. Sharon went out on them in public. She blamed her for the crash, but Heather defended her and told her to back off. She screams that her mom was simply trying to protect her like she always does. Chance asks Lucy if her parents ever clashed since her mom wanted to move and her dad didn't. Were they at odds about a possible move? Lucy frowns. Why does it sound like he's attempting to blame her dad for what happened? Faith joins Tessa and Maria at Society. They hope Nick can get a read on Sharon. Faith says it was nice how enthusiastic she got about the occasion. What if, after all these years, they got back together? Faith tells Mariah and Tessa that if her dad can help save her mom from sliding into a dark hole, she's entirely on board. At Sharon's door, she thanks Nick for inviting her out. It was just what she needed. Nick says, "Me too." He needed it more than he realized. Nick claims he's going to depart, and then they kiss. Sharon thinks she shouldn't have done that. She probably misjudged the moment. Nick tells her she didn't misread anything. They move to the sofa and start making out. Suddenly, Cameron interrupts. "Oh, for God's sake, spare me your
Sharon
first love
snaps
fantasy."
out of it
as Cameron adds that awkward hug Nick gave her in the driveway was no one's fantasy. The bum didn't even walk you to the door. Sharon maintains that he didn't want to force her. Cameron snarks that she may tell herself whatever she wants, but she needs to put pause on the romance novel. She's not out of the woods yet, not by a long shot. At Crimson Lights, Claire rejoins Cole and Victoria and says she wants their advice. She adds that Mariah and Tessa offered her a job as a nanny to Aria. Without a specific start date on the position Nikki offered her, she's thinking she might accept it. Victoria feels that may be happening any day. Cole feels it's wonderful to be in demand. Victoria believes her father's right. It's about time the world started acknowledging her worth. Cole claims he's heading back to the club to turn in and leaves. Claire asks her mom whether she destroyed the atmosphere. Victoria reassures her. They chat about how upbeat Cole is, and Claire asks why her mother doesn't ask him to come in with them. Victoria feels it's too soon for that. Claire asks, "Still protecting your heart?" Victoria guesses so. Claire notes she didn't say no. At Daniel's apartment, Chance says he is only attempting to build a picture of what transpired in the days and hours before Heather died. He wasn't insinuating that Daniel was culpable. He wants the same answers they do. Daniel thinks they're all questioned out for now. Chance thanks them and says, "For what it's worth, I really am sorry. No one your age should have to lose a parent." Lucy asks what happens now. Chance says, "One more person to question." At Sharon's apartment, she hollers at Cameron to stop pushing her. She is finally in a good position. Cameron warns her she needs to finish what she started or she'll do time. Faith comes in and startles her mother. Faith wonders how supper was, and Sharon responds it was fantastic. They hug. Faith says it's lovely to see her smiling again. Sharon plans on keeping it up. She asks Faith for a favor. "Stop worrying. I'm fine." Faith says goodnight and goes upstairs. A knock arrives at the door. Sharon says, "I was hoping you'd be back." But it's not Nick, it's Chance. She asks, "What is this about?" Chance answers, "Heather Stevens." Next on The Young and the Restless, Victor comes to Abby's rescue. Nikki gets the upper hand in a negotiation, and Chance interrogates Sharon. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comment below. And if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I will see you guys next time.